So we have a new Maui update you're probably not going to hear on the news.
Please boost this post. I want everybody to see this. I don't give a fuck about me. I want everybody to see this.
Okay, we are about to expose everything that does not make sense with these Maui wildfires.
What they're telling you in the news is not true, and I lived it firsthand.
Look, if they're not going to investigate, we're going to do the investigations. I'm going to go ahead and point out the flaw in their logic.
First of all, we have houses absolutely incinerated. We have cars melted into the ground, yet green still on the trees. Here's the aftermath of a real forest fire. As you can see, there's no green on the trees. This is just common sense. For something to be hot enough to melt cars into the ground but leave the green still in the trees is much different than a forest fire.
It does appear like a bomb and fire went off.
Is this what really everything's come to and nobody's going to do anything? If you're telling people it's just a natural brush fire, it's kind of messed up considering it's not. There's no way. There's way too many things for this to be natural. It's too coordinated. There's just too much evidence and it just started. Oh, but wait, there's more.
This fire was so hot that all of the wheels of the cars have melted. All the aluminum has melted. You can see it just like water. It ran down the gutters in places where there's just molten aluminum everywhere. So I don't know how hot a fire has to get to do that because I can't search for anything on the internet.
The melting point of aluminum is 660 degrees Celsius, which the average fire wouldn't be able to melt down.
Don't leave yet. Check this one out.
All the glass is gone. I looked up melting point of glass, and it's 2,600 degrees. I looked up average temperature of a wildfire, and it's almost 1,500 degrees. So that's 1,100 degrees difference.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Leaving restaurant umbrellas and trees untouched. Yet having the power to destroy a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Like, how is that even real?
There were hundreds, if not thousands, of people that died. There were people burning alive in the streets. There were people dead in the water.
Why was it that the water was turned off and the fire hydrants were dry? All the fire marshals were out of town that night conveniently. The mayor and the governor were out of town that night as well. They wouldn't let people evacuate.
Then they're learning that Maui County made a Facebook post declaring the Lahaina brush fire 100% contained per the fire department by 9 a.m. last Tuesday. The ladies I spoke with said their cell service was out in the early morning Tuesday.
If there was no time, if the fire spread so fast, if everything was just happening so quick, then why was there enough time for a police force to go out, to be ordered to go out and block off all the streets, to corral people to Front Street?
Oh, but wait, there's more.
There was no obstructions. There was no reason to keep those cars there.
Are you serious?
I'm serious as a heart attack. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm under orders to keep them here. And I said, the fire is right around Safeway.
The siren systems didn't sound at all.
The sirens, as I mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis.
Oh yeah? Are you sure about that?
Perfect circle of fire around Lahaina. Molten metal next to intact trees. There was insurance policies taken out of Lahaina right before the fire. The fires happened in the most prestigious and most expensive places in Maui. The governor passed a bill about a month ago saying this land can be forfeited if we need to rezone. This one's real good. Lady Gaga, Bill Gates, Morgan Freeman, Will Smith, Julia Roberts all had mansions in Maui that weren't touched conveniently. They passed a new law that doesn't allow development on Hawaiian land unless it's a natural disaster. Insurance companies are refusing to pay their policies for some loopholes. So now these rich billionaires that want to come in and build these smart cities can get these properties for next to nothing.
Realtors are contacting people whose homes just got burned down?
So the houses that did survive, have you heard that the mayor is now forcing them to leave the homes that were not burnt down? Here's the proof.
This Lahaina shit is insane. I have a friend who lost his home. He lost everything. But this isn't for him. This is somebody else by him. They didn't lose their home. But they're about to. Because the mayor is evicting the entire fucking building. Some of the only people that still had homes. And they're evicting them. They have 45 days. Pause to read why. This is from the fucking mayor. Read it. chances are this landlord got paid off very well, and they have till September 31st to evacuate and vacate their homes and just get the fuck out, basically. They're welcome, it says, to leave before then.
So residents that didn't have their home burned are receiving a 48-day notice that they need to evacuate their homes.
How could all these things line up? Oh, but wait, there's more.
So Maui has an official local paper, and they interviewed a man who said the only reason he's alive today is because his neighbor came knocking on his door telling him there's a massive fire on the island. And he said he didn't believe his neighbor at first. But then after seeing the flames, he quickly fled his home. And he never received any notification, even on his phone. Now this is coming from Maui's news site, so I'm sure they did their homework.
There was no warning. There was no nothing.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
We did find through local word of mouth a place where we could donate our time today, and we assisted the Hungry Heroes of Hawaii.
Don't leave yet. Check this one out. The governor is the keynote speaker. Governor Josh Green was the keynote speaker for the United Nations Agenda 2030. He literally says it, United Nations Agenda Sustainable Development for 2030. It's right there.
They want the entire island governed by AI.
Oh, here's a good one. Watch this. The United Nations Economic and Social Council is bringing together more than 40 presenters around the world to present the voluntary local reviews of their implementation of the UN 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Wow. So you mean to say this Governor Green's all a part of Agenda 2030? This one right here, the one that you'll own nothing and be happy, but yet it's a normal burn. Just good old nature handling business. Add a little bit of wind, a little bit of tree brush caught up in there. Next thing you know, the whole city burns down. If that was the case, we'd have a lot of shit burnt down. Don't leave yet. Check this one out. To top everything off, you got this guy.
The police chief in the region affected by these fires has started arresting witnesses. And he tells the press to dox the witnesses that he arrested.
And we had to arrest somebody for trespassing. And so if we want to keep doing this and slowing it down, keep doing that. Do a Freedom of Information Act and figure out who that person is. Tell that story.
Oh, but wait, there's more. Then we had the blockade of their supplies. So now their supplies weren't allowed. Everybody was talking about it that was on the ground. And I'm in Hawaii, so I know nobody was getting shit through. Everybody was getting stuck and jammed up.
Tourists are swimming in the beaches that our family and our fucking friends had to fucking escape to, and you're just gonna fucking dive in there like a tragedy didn't just fucking happen.
Many of the fatalities will be children who were at home because they canceled school. Parents worked and were not there to evacuate the children. Kids had no idea they needed to leave, and by the time they noticed their homes or apartments were on fire, it was too late.
All of you make me fucking sick. You make me sick and you make me regret being alive on this fucking planet.
We truly seem to be at a war between us and them. And the sad part, most people are blissfully unaware of it.
You can be that voice for us also. Blast shit on social media. Blast it. Share the pictures. Share that we lost an entire town.
But if we look at the location from the hurricane and the islands, it's almost 500 miles away. So what was causing the crazy winds that everybody was witnessing? What was causing all the fires? Why were people forced back into the city when the city was on fire? I know people were asking where they can donate. My friend Crystalini, she has a nonprofit which will go towards people helping them rebuild.
Don't be fooled. And there will be justice. There will be justice.